Hey guys, Randy here. Just a quick update on being on Capecitabine for a month. So it's been 4 weeks. So for the most part, the first week I had some nausea, really not a lot of other issues. And then after that, it's really been rather smooth. I haven't had a whole lot of issues until this last weekend. I've been dealing with headaches again, and I had this problem before. Well, one, I started using Imodium again because I was using Metamucil. I think I overdid it. Got a little scary sometimes, if you know what I'm talking about. And also with Metamucil, it says on the packaging, it says not to use within 2 hours before or after any prescription medicine. Well, that kind of made it a little rougher to use because usually I don't necessarily wake up 2 hours before, and by the time you fit in a shower and get ready and all that, time is just not there. So it was easier just to do Imodium. Last time I was getting these headaches and I wasn't sure if it was because I quit caffeine or if it was the Imodium, and I'm still not 100% sure. All I know is since Friday or Thursday, I've been dealing with a pretty bad headache. On Friday, I actually got one of the migraine auras again, and that is, I described it in the first week video, I think, but essentially it's like your vision, you see a blind spot, and then that blind spot grows to a bright light. It's like having the best way I can think is like a Las Vegas style light in your vision, or it's like a digital tear, but it's moving. It's active, if you will, but it's like a long tear is what it looks like. And normally it's in black and white. This time I actually saw a little bit of color in it, which was the first time. But I was actually in public. I was in Boise at the time, not too long after my last radiation treatment that I had. I was fine. I was actually delivering DoorDash at the time. So I finished the delivery because at the beginning it's just real small. And so I was able to go ahead. I was only a mile away anyway. So I was able to go ahead and finish. I pulled around the corner, parked the car, and sat there. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes for it to go through the process. So I did that and I was fine. But then after that, I just got filled with like huge amounts of anxiety, which I used to have anxiety issues years and years ago. And I really haven't had that any more than normal since. And so I actually wasn't too far from a hospital. So I went over to the St. Luke's on Eagle, if you're from the Idaho area or Boise area, and I just went over to the emergency room and I walked in and she's like, she came over to make sure everything was all right or how she can help me. And I told her, I was like, I think I'm just having anxiety issues. I was like, but I'd like to just sit down, and then that way, if I do need help, I'm here. And she said, that's fine. So I sat down for a few minutes, and then I started feeling a little bit better. Not way better, but a little bit better. And so then I drove home, which is about 45 miles away. But I was fine. I mean, I was very safe. There was actually 2 hospitals in between that hospital that I knew if I had issues before I left town, I could always stop by one of those. So I didn't know, I was fine. However, I was drained, of course, and very light sensitive. And that kind of followed throughout the rest of the weekend until today. Today's Sunday, April 3rd. So today I decided not to take the Imodium, but go back to the Metamucil, just a low dose of it, and to get out, because I haven't gone out and worked since then. So I went out and worked a little bit today, and I felt a lot better. It could either be that, or also I've been starting with what's called an APAP. It's like a CPAP, but I guess it's automatic. It monitors your breath and then adjusts accordingly. So I've been dealing with that, and the problem I'm having is when I'm inhaling, it'll just decide well, that's enough oxygen for you, and it'll close down. It's almost like it cuts off my oxygen flow. So in order to continue your breath, you have to really breathe hard, or just stop breathing and then exhale and then inhale again. So this all kind of happened around the same time. So it had to have been Wednesday when I started. But anyways, I let the technician know about the CPAP or the APAP. I let them know the problem I was having. They said, well, we can, because I breathe through my nose when I sleep. So they sent me a nasal one, and she's like, well, she was like, maybe if we send you a full face one, that might help. I said, sure, go ahead and send it over. And that way I have both anyways. I can go from one to the other if I need to. I got the full face today. I haven't slept with it yet. However, I did go in there and kind of experiment with it to see how it was going to work, and I'm still getting that same issue. It's almost like I'm breathing in too hard for it, and it's not handling it right or something. So she's supposed to get a hold of me, I think tomorrow. Then I will let them know, that I'm still having that issue, and maybe there's an adjustment that can be made on the machine. I don't know. I really want to make the machine work because I know I stopped breathing many times in the night, and my Galaxy watch keeps my oxygen, and there's almost every night I'm in the low 80s. I'll have little valleys, I guess you would call it, where it goes into the low 80s, but sometimes into the high 70s. So I know I'm losing oxygen, and when I'm on the APAP, I can see it does stay more consistently higher. So I know I do need that, but it's just with it cutting me off, it's frustrating because you're breathing and then all of a sudden it's like someone covering your nose and your mouth. It's just, it makes it really hard. So anyways, I know that was a lot of rambling on about that, but it all I don't know if it all plays a part or what, but I've been getting these bad headaches, and they might be migraines. I just don't remember what a migraine feels like. I used to get them when I was a kid. And I've talked to a couple people, and their description's always kind of a little bit different, but I do have the full head, and sometimes it travels. So it might be migraines that I'm getting again, and that explains why I get the migraine auras. It's just, and the light sensitivity, but they just don't last as long. Because I remember when I was a child, I would get them and they would last just for hours and hours. Well, no, that's not true, because they have lasted quite a while. Could be. I don't know, but I have lots of doctor's appointments coming up, so I'm sure I'll bring that up, see what's going on. But I really have a feeling the Imodium might be playing a part, as well as the APAP. I think maybe both of them has just been frustrating me or something, I don't know. That's really the issue. As far as Capecitabine goes, though, I really don't feel like that's the issue I'm having, or that's causing the issues. The one thing that Capecitabine, though, I know has caused issues, and I left this out earlier, is I had developed a really pretty large heat rash on my arm, on my right arm, and it went from about here all the way up to up on near my shoulder, a little bit on the inside of my arm, and then even underneath my armpit. That one wasn't quite as bad. It's just harder to get to because they got me a hydrocortisone lotion, so I can put that on, and I've healed up for the most part. So they want me, and I think I talked about this before too, but they want me with suntan lotion and long sleeve shirts, which is why I'm wearing this. That's really the main thing I've had from the Capecitabine. The rest of it, I think, comes from the other items. However, the reason why I'm taking the Imodium and I was taking the Imodium and the Metamucil is from probably the radiation and maybe even the Capecitabine, because they both can cause diarrhea symptoms. So those can be related. Anyways, that's where we are after a month. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot to complain about. Going in, I didn't know what to expect, and it's been for the most part pretty smooth. I'm going into the 5th week, like I said earlier, and then I'll have one more week after that, so a total of 6 weeks, and then I'll be off for a month. I've heard a month, and I've also heard 6 weeks, so either way, it looks like I'm off for at least a month, and then we'll do another MRI, and then we'll see where we are from there. So that's all I got this week. Thank you so much for sticking around. Hope you're having a great day. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.